Hello, everyone, and welcome into HelenKennard.com. I'm Helen Kennard, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and this week is our fourth and final week where we are talking about color combinations for men's projects. Stampin' Up! Gave us this at the beginning of the month, I think, and they shared these color combinations with us that I went and took and made a card out of each one. So here are the combinations here: Smoky Slate, Flirty Flamingo, and Daffodil Delight. Didn't that turn out really cute? Okay, this was card number 2. We used Coastal Cabana, Cherry Cobbler, and Secret Sea. That turned out really good, didn't it? And then last week, we did this one, which was Lemon Lime Twist, Blackberry Bliss, and Highland Heather. And that's one of my favorites right there. This week, we're going to use this last combination, which is Early Espresso, Cajun Craze, and Calypso Coral. Look how good that turned out. I love those colors. Very masculine too, even with the Calypso Coral. But I'm going to show you how I made this card, but I wanted to show you where we got this combination. So tonight's the last of the four for this series. But I know you're going to like it. We've used different techniques with each one, and I hope you learned a lot. So let's get started. On this first one, I am using the With You in Mind, Happy Birthday, and then this little sprig right here. I love this stamp set. I love the font. I love how big it is, all of it. And I really like the sprig. It really adds a masculine, uh, you know, piece to all of this. And then I use the Nested Essentials die and cut out the sentiment piece from that. So that's what I was using. We're also using Cajun Craze and Calypso Coral ink pads. This one doesn't, nope, it wasn't marked. Okay, so Calypso Coral and Cajun Craze. And we're going to start off. Now where I got this um, design from, I think I've shown you on that Stampin' Up! Has a page in every one of our books in the past year or two now, I guess, that has um, templates for us to use. Anyway, I got this from one of the templates. Of course, I can't find it right now, but and so I just copied one of the templates using the colors that they gave us. And then that gives you a lot of leeway in deciding how you want to decorate it. So I think you're going to like it. That's where I got that from. So what I did was pulled out these colors. Look how good they look together. Doesn't that look good? All right, so I've already started with some of this. So we're going to start with the biggest, I want to say the biggest color, but the Stampin' Up! Recommends that whatever color is the most masculine, that's the one that you want to see the most of. What did I do with my... No, I don't know what I did with my... Oh, here it is. Phone folder. There. Isn't that funny how when you get so used to using something that you can't do it if you don't have it. Now, this one is a 4.5 by 4.5. 4.5. No, 4.5 by 4. It's 4.5 by 4. And I ran it through, can you see that? I ran it through the Glass and Garden embossing folder on the glass side. And I love it. Love it. Very masculine to me. And one of the things that I love about it is that it doesn't go all the way across. So it gives you a lot of interest in it. And this I cut out of two-tone cardstock. It's Cajun Craze in two-tone. So I'm going to take a sanding block. Woo! I wish y'all can see this as good as I can. Now tell me that doesn't add some interest. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Now this is what it would look like on the other side, but that's what it looks like when you've sanded it. Love it, love it, love it. Easy, easy peasy. And love this. It's called Glass and Garden. So I like that. Love it for especially masculine. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut this on the long edge at 1.5. Oop, too far. 1.5, 1.5, and then I'll end up with 1.5. Okay. 1.5 by 4. Now, I like using liquid glue if I'm going to be trying to get these even. So I like starting with the top and then bottom next and center those. And then the middle one is easy to add once you've done that. So you want to get these two to match. And I eyeball it, you guys. I'm just an eyeballer. That's who I am. Okay. So now the bottom. That gives you just enough wiggle room. And you can eyeball it up there and make sure you got the same amount top and bottom, which it looks like I do. See how easy that's turning out? And then this one goes right in the middle. Easy peasy. Okay, and just center it between these. That looks pretty centered, doesn't it? Move it up just a little tad. There. Look how easy that is. And do you see all that? See how this doesn't go all the way across, and it just gives it a lot of interest, I think. Okay. So now we're going to take a piece of Calypso Coral, and this is 1 by 4, and we're just going to add it to our early espresso, and this is 3/4 by 4. I'm going to banner my ends. So if you hate doing that, let me show you how. You start in the middle and you cut up, and then from side to side. That's a tip for you. And then do the same thing on the other side. You go up the middle and then go side to side. Ooh, look how easy that is. Now I'm going to put this on with liquid glue again because I want it just right. There we go. and center it. Nice. See the color that's a little more feminine looking, you want little bits of it showing, but look how it pops. It really gives the card some pop, doesn't it? Okay, then we're going to put this on with dimensionals, and I'm going to use black dimensionals. I had a class yesterday, and I had a customer, and she wanted to know how many dimensionals do I use? And I said, well, however many it takes to keep it from sagging in the middle, because that's the whole point. You don't want it to sag. So I'm going to put this here, and it's going to overlap both of those, and it should be even with it from side to side. Ah, look at that so far. Isn't that cool? All right, now we're going to start with the sentiment piece. So pull out the Cajun Craze and the Calypso Coral. Oh, there. Okay. The ink pads. I'm going to start with the Calypso Coral. And I think I stamped off. So I'm going to stamp off so that it gives it a really light but cool color. Do you see that? I want a light color. Stamp off. And then stamp it again over here. Look how nice that turns out. It's still Calypso Coral, but it's a light shade of it. So do you see it right there? Well, you don't see it. It matches the Calypso Coral. Nice. All right, let me close this because I'll be trying to stamp again. This time I'm using the Cajun Craze, and I'm using the Happy Birthday, and it is going to be full strength. Now, you know, you just tap, tap, tap. You just tap, tap, tap. You don't want to get a lot of ink on it. I mean, all over your stamp. Now, I'm going to try to put the Happy and Birthday here. And it's going to be dark enough that you can see even through the sprigs, straight down and up. Look at that. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Look how good it looks sitting on this. Brings out all the colors, doesn't it? You got your Cajun Craze and your Calypso Coral. This we're going to use with dimensionals as well, but we only need them on the bottom and the top. We don't need it in the middle because this is already dimensionaled. You know, I got up this morning and the temperature was 67 degrees. What in the world? It was very nice outside. Loved it. And I know that next week we'll be right back to, 90s. Look how good that looks. For sure, say hello when you get here so I know who I'm stamping with. So say hello. Okay, so our bling for today is not really bling because you know that men usually don't like a lot of bling. So I'm using the neutral matte dots, and I'm going to use this that looks like crumb cake, or I could use white that brings out the white. Let me see how I like that this time. I used the neutral on this one. Do you see them? There's one, there, and there. But let's see what happens if I put white. Darn, come on. I'm losing my glue dot. See, if I use white, then you can see it a little bit better. What do you think? Should I go with the white this time? Since that is the neutral that I'm using. I'm trying to get that glue dot so I can add it back onto this. Okay. Just add it back on. There. Yeah, I think I like that better. I'm going to use the white. Oop. I'm going to chase it down. And how about down here? That kind of in a triangle, sort of. There you go. Isn't this cool? The different colors, and you wouldn't think adding Calypso Coral could really make it stand out, huh? Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this series of masculine combos, and it's a pretty unusual combination. So I'm really glad that Stampin' Up! Gave us these colors to use, because it's certainly not something I would have, but now I feel so much better having used them and know that they look great together. So I'm going to hang this up on my bulletin board, and whenever I need a masculine card, I'm going to pull it out. Okay. Let's see. There you go. This gives you some ideas of what colors we've been using. This one's the one we did today. Hey, Passion. Thank you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you liked this. If you did, give me a thumbs up. I have 2 sons and a husband that I can send these to. And my oldest son is getting this one tomorrow. His birthday was last week. And he will see this one again. Happy birthday. I really like this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please go to my website and sign up for my newsletter. I send that out twice a month, and I have a tutorial. I have color combinations that we use, updates with Stampin' Up!, my classes, both in person and online. So lots of options there. So for sure, sign up for my newsletter. In case you haven't heard, Stampin' Up! Announced this past week that we are going to do away with our red rubber stamps, and we're going to go to the clear stamps. They're finding it hard to find some of the raw material to make the red rubber, and they don't want to not be able to, all of a sudden stop having to make it without being in control of that. You want to be in control instead of out of control with all of that. So in a controlled manner, they're going to go ahead and phase out the red rubber stamps and go to strictly photopolymer. So what that means is that whenever you use photopolymer, you're going to need to use. I don't want to say you have to use this, because sometimes I've used this, but you need something that is going to give you a good image when you stamp it. And so the what is that called? Your I forgot the name of it, but you're definitely going to want to use it when you do your stamping. What else? Our markers. They found that more and more people are prefer to use the blends instead of the water markers. So they're going to phase that out. And if you're have been thinking about getting markers, for sure go and get them before they're sold out, because once they're sold out, we won't have any more. And what was, when they do away with the red rubber stamps, they're going to be putting our photopolymer stamps in a different packaging. And so before you go out and get, some people are in the middle of remodeling their craft room. So before you do all that, wait until you see the new packaging, so that we won't be surprised when it comes out and they're not the same size. But anyway, what else? A lot going on with Stampin' Up, and I have a bunch of classes coming up myself, and I'm gonna send out my marketing for my classes very soon. So go ahead and sign up for my newsletter so you'll know what I'm getting ready to do next. On Tuesday, this coming up Tuesday, I'm doing a fall themed birthdays. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Some beautiful new product coming with our new catalog, or fall catalog. And I know you would love to see it. So let me know if you have any questions about that. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. All right, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. And I hope you enjoyed this series. And I'll talk to you next week on next Wednesday. Oh, you love it. Thank you, Passion. Awesome. Yeah, I know. Oh, good. I'm so glad you did. I am so glad. Thank you. Thank you so much. You come back now. See everybody next Wednesday. Till then, bye-bye.